let's say that you wake up in the morning, and we'll give a description. Let's say you're a mother. You wake up, you didn't sleep very well last night because you went to bed late, and you were doing extra laundry and so forth, and you got it all fashioned together and finally put yourself in bed, and your mate had been there for a couple of hours already, and while you love him very much, there's a little bit of resentment going on there because he sleeps like a baby while you're taking care of things. And so you get up in the morning and off you go, and you go to work, and people at work are not as kind as they might be, and they're not really working very diligently. Some of them are goofing off, and your boss doesn't really know who's goofing off and who's not goofing off because he's never around, because he's off somewhere goofing off. And so you're feeling underappreciated and sort of overworked, and you've got this sort of drum that you've been beating. And so because it's the way you feel, because you feel underappreciated and overworked, then that's the way things keep turning out for you, and you can't buck your own current. And so then the girls that are in your office leave early, but you stay late because you're wanting to be diligent and valiant, and you'd like your boss to see you, but he left early too, so he didn't see you. So you didn't get any appreciation there. And so now you're in traffic, and you're upset about being in traffic, and you're worried about the woman who's taking care of your children, and now you're sort of balled up in traffic, and traffic is not moving at all, wouldn't you know, because you left late, and you shouldn't have left late because it got you nowhere. And now you're in this traffic, and you miss the only viable option to going a different route. And so now you're just moving along really slowly in traffic. And so you call your husband and you say, could you possibly get home? But you don't get him. You get his voicemail, because you remember this is the day he plays tennis with his friend, which you really love him and you want him to play tennis, but it's really annoying that he's not there to back you up when you need to be backed up. And so you walk into the back door, and the woman who's taking care of your children opens the door, and she meets you. She got her coat in her arm and her purse in her hand, and she sort of just blows past you because she's late. She's on her way somewhere. And as you turn around, your children are not even very glad to see you at all, because they're busy with what they're doing. They're squabbling with each other about something. Their toys spread around everywhere. So you're going to your kitchen, and you lay your purse down, and you sort of half-heartedly sift through the pile of mail and sort of put it into different piles, and then you pile it all together and you stuff it back in the corner, and then you sort of half-heartedly begin picking up some toys, and we say, you're having sort of a no good, very bad day. And the reason is because that's sort of where you started out, and you didn't do anything about it. And so law of attraction said, don't like that, here's some more. Don't like that, here's some more, here's some more. This is the world that you've created, and this is the actualization that's coming to you. This is how you're meshing with life experience. And what's very difficult for most people to understand is that your world could be different if you felt different. In other words, if in the early stage of feeling that victim, or in the early stage of feeling that overwhelmed, if you could just find something to focus upon that would turn it around before it really gets a foothold in that day, an entirely different day would present itself to you. We're not kidding. Same players, same people, same boss, same people you work with, same traffic, same lady that takes care of your children, same husband, same environment, same everything, but you would resonate with them on a different level, and you would evoke from them a different experience. And the more you do it, the more your world would begin to reflect that improved state of being, you see. You know it yourself. You know people who run around as victims, and don't they always have a problem? Doesn't the world treat them badly? And don't you want to say to them, you're not making this stuff up. I don't blame you for feeling bad about that happened, or that happened, or that happened, or that happened. In other words, you're not being dealt a very good hand. But the thing that then we want to say to all of them is, you're dealing your own hand. You're dealing your own hand, and all the cards are face up. You get to choose every single thing. There's no mystery in any of this once you begin to understand it, you see. Life is treating you as you feel. But then our friends say, wait, life may be treating me as I feel, but I'm feeling the way life's treating me. In other words, how do I get out of this cycle? I'm responding to that, and because I'm responding to that, I'm practicing a vibration, and now you're telling me I'm going to get more of that. We say, yeah, that is the way it works. So the big question that this gathering wants to ask and answer is, how can I promote, how can I get a vibration going that will bring me back the things I want it to bring back? How can I let everybody else off the hook? How can I regain complete control of my own point of attraction? How can I control my grid? How can I prepare my grid? How can I prepare my grid and raise the frequency of it to the level of my vortex, so that wonderful things are just flowing into my experience day after day, moment after moment? And we say, First, you have to accept that you're vibrational. Next, you have to accept that your emotions are telling you what you're doing vibrationally. And next, you have to stop it in the early subtle stages. When you feel yourself getting off kilter, you have to stop and look for something that feels better. And the tool that we have discovered, we've been spewing processes from the beginning of Esther's willingness to let us spew through her. Process after process. And every one of them is written in order to assist you in releasing resistance. Remember the analogy. You can hold that cork under the water, but when you let go of it, it's going to bob right back up. You do not have to work for that vibration. You just have to stop doing that thing you do that's disallowing it, you see. It's natural for you to feel good. It's natural for you to be clear-minded. It's natural for you to experience well-being. It's natural for you. So we'd say that what you call source is the most natural thing in all of the universe, and it transfers from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And that other stuff that you call devil or evil or wrong is the stuff you pick up along your physical trail and keep active as long as you're giving your attention to it, you see. And yeah, you pass it on to generation to generation, but more and more these little ones are coming forth knowing their well-being in a more fantastic way and are less willing to let you convince them not of their well-being.